Hi everybody, it's Veronica from Veronica Events and the Wedding Planner Lifestyle Magazine. I am coming to you today. It is Wedding Wednesday, so here I am. I'm just going to give you guys a couple of minutes to come in, and I am going to get started. I hope everyone is doing well and enjoying the weather. And what I'm going to talk about today is just because we're reopening and we're going to be planning events again, I just thought it was hi Heidi, my darling. Jesus, thank you for joining. I am going to talk today about wedding planners, wedding planners that need to stay in their lane. And it's not as bad as it sounds, so I'm not here to offend. I'm just here to just caution our planners and the wedding industry, our vendors that we do work with, that it's important to understand your role, know what your responsibilities are, and just to follow through. And that's what I'd like to talk about today. So she's smiling. Hi, I'm waving too. I'm going to give myself another minute and then I'll get started. It's going to be short and sweet, but I know it's something that everyone in the industry can relate to. And as a planner, even as a service that you provide towards an event or a wedding, so it's important for you to understand your role and follow through. So, hi Heidi, thank you. Amore Bella, thank you so much for joining. I appreciate you guys. Thank you. Okay, so today, like I said, the topic is why wedding planners need to stay in their own lane. And what that basically means is, it's a hot topic. We're reopening. Our industry is starting to buzz again. I'm not familiar about if brides are having their weddings in the fall. Some people may wait until next year. Based on the blogs, it seems that most people are going to wait until next year. I think it's a great idea if they don't mind. Hi, hi, honey. Mwah, much kisses to you. Thank you so much for joining. So yeah, we're getting started, and I just want to put out there just a tip or two about respecting everyone else's role and how you can work cohesively as a team in order to make an event beautiful, because that's what it's about. It's not about one individual. I mean, the planner is the person who's the lead, but then in order to have an event that is successful, you need people, and the people that you do need are the contractors, who are florists and photographers and the bakers and the venue and the hairstylists and makeup artists. So it's important that we respect their work, their contribution to the event, and what you do as a planner is make sure that everything is in unison and we're vibing together as a team in order to make the client's event absolutely wonderful. So, and I know sometimes people tend to think that our job is easy. I would like to place a disclaimer for that. It's not. It is quite important, because you're managing people, you're managing money, you're managing timelines, you're managing schedules for yourself, for vendors, for everyone else that's part of the event. So it's important that you need to be detailed and organized and all those wonderful things. And I'm not going to get into that in too much detail, because I know that people that are a planner or wedding planners understand what their role is. I'm just speaking to everyone else that may not understand that the person or the planner is not being hard on you, or they're not micromanaging you. What they're actually doing is ensuring that at the end of the day, this is what happens. At the end of the day, if things fall apart, it falls back onto the planner. So we have to be vigilant, and we have to make sure that we're accountable to our client, and that means that you have to be accountable to us so we can be accountable to the client. Because when the client is ready to, air their grievance about something, they come directly to the planner. They wouldn't actually call the photographer to talk about that. They'll tell you because you're the person that actually hired the photographer. So that's one aspect. It's really, really important. The second thing that I really want to talk about, and I'm just looking through the notes. When we outsource to a vendor, we always make sure that we look for the best of the best. And if a wedding planner is not working with someone, it's not that you're not the best. It's just that they have a team already that they're working with. There's vendors that are, in their opinion, comparable. They'll deliver. They're professional. Their service is top notch, and we prefer to go to people that we feel comfortable working with. However, we are open still in any case to working with new people, but it's something gradual. So if we don't reach out to you regarding an event, it's not that we don't want to work with you. It's just that we have a team already that we're working with, and we will work with you in the future, and we'll reach out to you. So, and you can also reach out to us. It goes back and forth. So it's not just the planner. If you'd like to work with a planner, then it's totally up to you to reach out and say, hey, if you're doing anything, I'd like to be part of your team. I'd like to work with you. This is what my services are. And that's how we know about you also. The other thing I'd like to talk about is having meetings with the planner. It's important that when you have a planner meeting and you're a vendor, that you state clearly what your services are, what your fee is, and the number of hours. And then we would have a clear idea as to if that service would actually suit our client. Because, if you're telling us, okay, fine, I'll do 12 hours, but then close to the time you have a contract for 12 hours and then you're like, well, I have another job that day. So that kindly throw us off in a sense where we've already committed to our client, or contractual to our client for 12 hours, and then we have to find someone else to actually make up the difference. So that's not a place that you'd like to be. However, we are flexible in the way that we can call on someone else to fill in, but that's not what we really want to do. So it's important that you state clearly what you're willing to provide, what your services is, how much, the time, so we know exactly what we're working with. And then also when you contract it to us, to the client, that you honor those hours, you honor the time, because again, it falls back on the planner and we have to answer for that. And we'd like to speak of you in a good light. It's not like we'll say anything different, but I mean, we have to be honest with our client and, let them know what happened. The last thing I want to touch on that I think is absolutely important is that we are not only seen as planners, we are seen as designers, because putting the whole event together, we've worked with the client for months, knowing exactly what they want to see, how they would like it to be executed. So we're managers also. So when we speak to a vendor and we're like, okay, the flower should be done this way, it should be turned that way, that's not micromanaging. Basically what we're doing is communicating to you what the desire or the wish of the client is. And all we're asking to do, we're not going to move your flowers. I'm speaking for myself. I wouldn't go and I wouldn't touch the flower to fix it the way that I want it done. If the florist is there, I would actually ask her to fix it in the way that my client has asked me, or what I've shown my client, that's what I want to deliver. So that's also important for you to be respectful of their craft also. So instead of doing things or touching their flowers, just say to them, you know what, can you fix it for me? I would prefer it this way, or my client would prefer it that way. Hello everyone, Joanna Pavlova, hello. Thank you so much for joining. The last thing I'd like to talk about is being professional. You've hired a professional. We are professionals. I've been in this business for quite a while now, and the expectation is that you're professional and the services that you deliver is of such. There's an expectation. There's a bar that is set based on work previously done, and if you haven't worked with someone, then obviously you can't rate their work because you haven't worked with them. So if you've worked with someone and you know the expectation, you know at what level that they would like to deliver a service, it's imperative that you work with them and you try to raise that level of service, because that's what's planned. That's what's actually promised to the client, and that's what we'd like to deliver. So there's a standard for your work. Make sure that you're professional about it, you're ethical about it, and then you don't have to worry about attracting clients. People will do word of mouth. A lot of times, I just want to pivot to that. Sometimes, new planners are asking, should I be advertising? It's okay to advertise, but I always say throughout this business and my career in this business, it's word of mouth, and referrals has always been the way that I've received clients, and I've worked with clients, and it's imperative that you do good work. People will refer you, and you don't have to worry about, am I going to be planning with it? The other thing too that is important if you're a new planner is to work with someone else that has been in the business for a while. And I know sometimes we're like, well, I'm a planner, I don't want to work with anyone else. I would suggest that you do shadow, or you reach out and ask them, if you have a job, if you don't mind, I just want to give a couple of hours. I want to work with you, see how things are done. And you gain experience from that. You get a chance to interact with the client. The wedding planner would introduce you to the client she's working with, and you get that type of exposure. So it's important also to work with someone else. And I've done that several times. I've worked with florists and other planners that I've supported them. I've worked with someone that she actually does invitations. She had an event and asked me if I would work with her, and I did that. So, it's not looking at it, I'm a planner and I prefer to do that. No, please do. Shadow someone else, learn from them. Everyone can teach one. You're inspired by someone else, and that's part of the way to grow your business. So again, it's important that you know what your responsibilities are, and staying in your lane just means do what you do best, collaborate with everyone else, respect their work, they're presenting a service, their product or service, and work cohesive as a team in order to bring this event together to actually deliver a great customer experience to the client. Thank you, guys. Hi. I'm not sure. I can't read the other name, but everyone that's joining, thank you so much for joining. That's all I have for today. Again, you can send me an email, a message. I'm going to post this actually to my YouTube channel, and I would love you to like and share and comment once you keep it PG-13. God bless you all, and have a great week, and thank you so much for joining. Bye.